Okay, so let's look at the wall framing. So wall framing basically is just, probably the easiest wall is the back wall because it's straight across. The front wall, you're going to have to create a wall frame for this individual wall, the one that comes in, the one across the middle there, out, over, ones on each end should be very similar to each other because it looks like there's 0 windows on those, so those are really easy. When I say easy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to this side elevation and I'm going to copy part of the information because he's provided you with the exterior perimeter on those 2 walls, and in your dimensions you have the height, you know where the floor and the ceiling height are going to be. So I'm going to zoom in over here. I'm going to do a copy command, pick the exterior perimeters on both of these, take this ceiling line, and floor line, and then I'm going to go over here kind of below all this, and I'm going to paste that. I'm going to change the layers of all of this to go to the wall framing so I can see it. There we go. All right. So basically, if that's your ceiling height, that's going to go all the way to the top. These don't go past the bottom. These will need to be made to solid lines, so we're going to just change those back over to by layer. And then we can trim anything past that wall edge out. All right, so that's the basics. The bottom. Now, again, without a lot of instruction here, nominal wood, 2x4. Okay, so if we're using 2x4s, framing members, 2x6, whatever, all you're seeing on your wall framing is looking down the flat side of the member. So it's 2 inches. Basically, it's really not 2 inches, it's 1.5 is what the actual size is. So if I offset, I'm going to go ahead and just offset 2 inches. So there's my bottom plate on my wall, and then here is my top plate of my wall. Now my first stud is in a corner on this end, so depending on which end I decide I'm going to start with, I'll just start here. So these studs are actually pre-cut studs, most cases, and they don't go up past or down into the top or bottom plates. From that point, 15 3/4 is your typical first offset from the outer side. So that's where the center of my, or the start of my next stud is, and that framing member is 2 inches. So a little more detailed here. I don't know that that's exactly what you want, but that's the only way I would draw a wall framing, and not really sure why you needed wall framing, but we keep offsetting 16 inches until we get to the other end, or until you find we have a window or a door. But again, on these 2 end walls, there's no window, there is no door, so you shouldn't have to worry about anything like that. It's just constantly offset is what I'm using just because I've already started the command, but you could use the array command just as easily, and these stay pretty consistent, 16 inches on center all the way down through there. Now that last 16 actually overlaps the end, so on this one we'll come back in with another 2 inch, and then I will get that cleaned up from top and bottom. So even though it's not a full 16 inch, that's okay. But that's basically what a wall frame looks like. Dimensionally, you can dimension that. So you could go in and say, okay, this wall is wall A, B, or C. So I would probably label them so you don't get confused as to how many of them you've done. And make sure you set the dimension style, because this is obviously not correct. As you can tell, the height is too large, and I need that dimension style instead of this dimension style. You have the overall height, and then you have, note whatever your spacing is, and they usually double the top plate. What will happen on a double top plate, though, is in one of these 2 corners there's another plate that's going to come over and overlap it. So you might have a 4-inch space if you have to draw a double top plate, which I don't know that you will, but again, it would look more like that. So we have bottom plate, full stud, top plate, double top plate. Same thing on the other end. I might offset 4 inches. And then trim out. And that way the wall that is going to be going perpendicular to that double top plate will actually rest in that seat. So this basically could be both walls on this end and on this end look exactly the same, so you could just take and copy that, or say that this is wall A and B. The back wall, I could do the same thing. I could come in off of my front view and I could copy again the dimensions, so I don't have to redimension it. And the frame, now that's the back. Just keep in mind I'm copying only the back here. Now we'll hopefully put it down here and then I can line it up to that other wall. Now there are going to be some windows or doors, things like that you may have to change on this one, so we'll have to figure out where that's at. So the best thing would be to draw this in relation to as if you were drawing an elevation off the back, because you need to know where any doors or windows are located. So roughly cleaning this up. Do the same thing. Top plate 2 inches, bottom plate 2 inches. Now this one is going to butt up against that wall, so it would make a corner. So you might have to look in your book to see if you want to put it on this side or the opposite side where there's multiple. Probably this one would have multiple studs there to represent that would be connecting. This wall is going to butt up directly against that. So maybe this one only has one 2x4 on the end. And then start your spacing again as far as 16 inches on center. So the first one's 15 3/4. And the reason it's 15 3/4 is so I don't have to keep finding all these center points. That's the only reason I'm doing that. First one is 15 3/4 when they lay it out, and then you got a 2 inch. So if you were actually calculating, the middle of a 2 inch is 1.5 minus and blah 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 on and on. So I'm not covering that right now. We're just going to roughly fit this in. So now we can do 16 and 16, or again do the array. Now on wall framing, even if you have a window or door, your original stud spacing here needs to be there. So I would go ahead and create those all the way across the back. But in this particular case, you have a door and a window, and you have where 2 walls intersect. So you have the dimensions to the center of those: 15 6, 16 6, 5 5, and 10 9.5. So you can either go ahead and offset and locate those 5'6" off of this end as the center. And I'm just going to go ahead and change that back to a center line so don't forget which one it is. Offset that one 6'6" to the next center. And then they take the dimensions from the other side. But what you have to figure out is where those are. Now, whatever the heights of the windows, you're going to have to get that off the elevation because that's the only place that you see any of the heights. So from the floor to what would basically be considered the top of the window frame should be 6'8", and that's standard. So from the floor, and that's going to be for your doors and windows. So once I offset this one time, I'm not going to have to do that again. Now you would decide, do you have 2 2x4s laid flat as a header, or do you have 1 2x4 and then possibly have an actual header above that fills the rest of the space? Your stud spacing, your original stud spacing, does not stay below your doors, but it does stay below the windows. Those are called cripples. when you get to that point, there are cripples underneath your windows. So in this case, this is a window. So I have to know how tall the window is first to determine the cripples that I would be using. So whatever the width of the window is, so here's the center of the window. If the window is 30 inches, so I could go 15 off each side, so I know immediately that more than likely this stud is going to be replaced with a jack stud and a king stud. Same thing on this side, it's going to be replaced with a jack stud and a king stud. The king stud is a full stud. Your jack stud is going to support the underside of the top plate on the window or the header of the window. So let's just assume that all these windows are the same height. So we're going to use 5'6" on the window height. So back down 5'6", another 2-inch. Doesn't go past. I can measure the width of those windows now, and I have no idea which windows we're looking at here. So roughly a 3-foot window. Now, your windows really technically aren't 3 feet. And they usually add about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. But I'm going to do roughly 3 feet for now. If I can get the right lines to select here. And that's where we're going to start placing our studs. So I'm going to go ahead and change those. That's going to be the start of my jack stud. The jack stud is supporting the header. And then offset one more time, that's going to be the king stud. And it does go all the way as a replacement of the original stud. So again, depending on whether we're going to be using cripples or not, we're going to be trimming out the original stud that was here, and I can erase the window center. Now, you're going to have another window over here, so I'm just going to show you what you'll end up doing for this is trimming out the header like so, and the sill plate would be trimmed out like this. And that would be considered your window opening. So again, this may have a double top plate, or you may have, let's see what the height is, 1 foot. This may be a solid blocked header. So if you've ever been in a construction where they're building something and looked at that, they'll turn the 2x4 down flat, then they'll take two 2x12s, butt them together, and they're laying vertically. So this is the 12-inch, the 2 inches making up the depth of the wall. So again, depending on what the structure is. That's a better header than just keeping a cripple over a window, because that wall, again, this is your load-bearing wall. Your roof material and weight is all going from the center out to the two edges, and this is the wall on the outer edge. This other side is a door. And the door width is 6 foot. So we're going to come back down to this. I'll set 3 foot. That to each side. Again, depending on how I want to use my studs, none of these studs are going to be there when I get finished. So I can go ahead and trim those out. These two edges are going to become part of the jack stud, which is supporting, again, the header. So before, where we had trimmed was anything above that. Then we had a king stud. And anything past that. And we'll just repeat that on the other side. All of these lines would be trimmed as well, or however you want to do that. Okay, so now that's your framing for around a door. So depending on how many doors and windows you have on the front wall frame that you have to create, you should be able to at least lay out for where those openings are. And again, since that is a bottom plate, you do not have any studs below there, so you'll trim every one of those out. And you can erase, or you can leave those center lines, or you can roughly dimension. In most cases, what I would try to do is dimension the actual opening, the rough opening of whether it's a door or the window. But that's what your framing would look like again. If you're required to draw the double top plates, there's your double top plate. And remember that this one comes out past, so the actual length of this wall may change. If this is going to be butted up against that, then what is the width of a stud? So be 4. So on this end, it would stretch 4, and then the double top plate would overhang on that end. Same thing with the other. If it's going to butt into the wall, you're actually losing, when they frame this wall, you're going to lose 4 inches off of each end for the thickness of the other wall. So even though I copied the original, it just saved me time of having to redraw all of that. And maybe it didn't save time, but that's for you to decide whether you want to draw this as a projection or if you want to just take what's already been given and modify it like I'm doing. But that's pretty much all that wall framing is. So you're given lengths, you're given sizes of the openings, locations of the openings, and the height, and then label the stud spacing, size of the bottom plate, and that you've got 2 double top plate, two 2x4 double plates on the top.